Chairperson of this August inaugural session of Dhaka Translation Fest 2018, and the President of Dhaka Translation Fest, distinguished poet and literary critic, Mr. Hayat Saif, Honorable Chief Guest, eminent poet and critic, Mr. Kamal Chaudhary, Honorable Special Guests, celebrated poet Dr. Gaurango Mohanto and Dr. Beena Biswas, also the CEO of Rubric Publishing, New Delhi, luminaries from home and abroad, journalists, ladies and gentlemen, a very good morning to you all. I am honored to have been in your midst on this great October occasion held at the historic premises of Bangla Academy. I am absolutely delighted to be a part of this team that's been able to organize such a big event, which is the first of its kind in context of Bangladesh. Though the idea of holding a translation festival in Dhaka sprang from a casual adda of a trio of amateur writers, poets and translators, Dr. Beena Biswas, Dr. Gaurango Mohanto, Ahsan Habib and I, we later added some urgency to it. It seemed like a good idea and we shared it with Hayat Saif and others who to fan the flame of holding it as soon as possible. No sooner said than done. The Dhaka Translation Festival 2018 has seen the light of day long before. It's easily an exciting moment for us all. I now feel it was not that stupid of me to have ventured into the arrangements of holding the fest. It's a fairly acknowledged fact and also the motto of our festival that the world can be united through translation. A literary translation may be used as a vehicle for the unification of the literatures and thereby cultures of a greater region or of the globe. Anthony Burgess's view of translation testifies to it. As he puts it, translation is not a matter of words only, it's a matter of making intelligible a whole culture. This has been proved over the ages in the history of literature and translation. Had there been no translation, the world wouldn't have been familiar with the popular Bible stories in Hebrew, the orally transmitted morality tales of Aesop's fable, written in Greek, the animal fables of Panchatantra in Sanskrit, Boccaccio's Decameron tales in Florentine vernacular, Chaucer's Canterbury tales in Middle English language, the stories of adventure, magic and love and betrayal of the Arabian Nights compiled in Arabic, Andersen's fairy tales in Danish, the children's and household tales by Grimm brothers in German, and the adventures of Huckleberry Finn by Mark Twain in English, and the Bengali parable collection Thakumar Jhuli, Grandmother's Bag of Stories, and 101 other stories of the world of literature like this. Had we been able to read the epic of Gilgamesh, Homer's Iliad and Odyssey, Virgil's Aeneid, Valmiki's Ramayana, and Vedvyas's Mahabharata, Dante's Divine Comedy, Shakespeare's great tragedies, Tagore's Song Offerings, or Paulo Coelho, or Anne Frank, or Eugene Gordon, Patrick Suskind, or Tobe Yasson, Gabriel Garcia Marquez, Lou Jiamin, or Haruki Murakami, without recourse to translation? Despite the increasing integration of interdependence in both local and global life, in the name of globalization, there are also elements of disintegration and decay. With all its dazzling successes, the 21st century reaches a critical juncture where moral values are first deteriorating, hatred rules the roost, and people are put at the mercy of the superpowers and the ever-changing world orders. They are also suffering at the hands of fundamentalism, sectarianism, religious militancy, and fanaticism. To cushion human beings against the worst effects of all these man-made threats, we should cultivate the virtues of forbearance and mutual tolerance. Peaceful coexistence should be the foremost survival policy of a secular society. Live and let live is the key to the conservation and protection of a secular environment in the world, for now and always. And to achieve this goal, translation works can play a pivotal role. Dhaka Translation Fest strongly holds this view and looks forward to a better world to live in, which is achievable by, among other things, the unification of cultures through translation. Translation, since the days of the Epic of Gilgamesh, had been a matter of personal preference. But now it has become a matter of moral obligation. We believe that world literatures now are in urgent need of a robust translation in all languages of the world of this planet. With these few words, I would like to put an end to my speech. Long live Dhaka Translation Fest. Long live Bangladesh. Thank you very much.